Stabs of sound. Through the stillness of sleeping hours, I can hear the sharpening. Metal, making love to metal in a distant yet familiar place. The calling of a feast I will not be privy to, but somehow still. These echoes persist in their fragile lives, filling the empty spaces of this heart as the stuffing does a turkey. This heart, the organ I think with, the one that recalls every beating it took in the name of survival, the one that strives to forgive, but never forgets because it is also a muscle. It remembers. The last gift, I clearly remember my mother giving my father, was a set of silver-handled kitchen knives. And if I ever found the courage to cut the static between us with my tongue, I'm sure she would say that the last gift my father ever gave to her was my youngest sister, who was like one of a set of silver-handled kitchen knives. Teeth forever showing in my presence. A serrated smile that slices into me without causing me to crumble at the sharpness of her mind, as I do at the sharpness of the intentions behind the extension of knives as gifts. Since the day my parents cut the nostalgia loose from my childhood like burnt crust, I have dropped crumbs of myself everywhere I've made travel. In the ears of women, in a bowl of chili cooked in a nearby soup kitchen, in the palms of a god begging the world for recognition or a dime of every dollar anywhere except the basket where I was bred and baked.
Dope.
Because my left foot always wanted to leave, and my right foot, correct turns wrong. They could never agree to walk in straight lines, and so I lost my way home. Found myself sitting at a table full of surrogates who carried me in closeness like a son of shared blood for the holiday. But they were unawares to my hemophilia. Did not have the knowledge my family was fine china, not fit to be removed from the curio. Not recognize my weakness as shock at seeing meals shared between people. Supper was a solitary endeavor where I came from. It was separating the foods on your plate into different rooms like parents to protect the taste of each. It was discussing politics with the television resting idly on cable news. It was swallowing your pride because you had not yet learned to cook. Yet time has passed through me like heat. The yeast in my voice has risen and friends have been fed from my words. I have grown, only to see much of what was with me still is. I still dine with the television. I still avoid cooking whenever possible since some pots are better left unstirred. I still separate my foods with restraining orders. The shame of it all is that a meal will never satisfy if one fears becoming what they eat. And so I'm left with all of this, a stomach full of holes fit to sheathe the knives my father forgot to take with him. If I haven't, I sleep atop my belly at night and drive them deeper into myself. My silence, an accessory to the crime. Not to say there was a crime, just that there were victims, and not to say I was a victim, just to say I would like to avoid making more. And so when I find myself in that place, I make sure to take that youngest sister, who was like one of a set of silver-handled kitchen knives, and bring her head gently into my gut where I have fashioned a groove for her. Tell her to be still in what she is, because she is a blade, and the world cannot be trusted with a gift such as hers. Just look to me as proof. We came from the same set, forged with the metal to love.